the power of your past lives. You know, what does working in your past lives really do? And what really happens when you start working in your past lives with purpose? So I want you to really think about your past lives as really this whole. I like to say it's like half of who you really are. So what you're capable of, what you can bring into the world. My eyes are super green today. I'm loving it. And really your past lives. So maybe you're somebody that gets little glimpses of past lives. Maybe you're somebody that has little visions. Maybe you have dreams, so you can touch something and you can kind of flash to that time. So maybe you see a picture of Stonehenge and you're like, oh my God, I know I've been there. I know I felt the energy of it. Maybe it's Hawaii or somewhere, or maybe it's a whole bunch of locations and places. So I want you to really think about those are past life really flashes. So what's really happening is your soul is remembering being there at some point or many points in the past. So really digging in and understanding like, oh, okay, this is where it's coming from. This is what it is. And the power. So for me in my journey, if you follow along, if you don't follow along, my spiritual journey started actually 6 years ago, about this time. After I had gastric sleeve surgery, I started Reiki attunements, being attuned to Reiki for chronic pain, and my intuitive journey expanded. So what I really learned to do was really heal from my life and my trauma and the stuff that I had been through. And, you know, anxiety and panic from like 2 years old. I remember 2 or 3 years old starting to have panic attacks, anxiety attacks. So what I really started to do on my journey was I learned to calm my mind, to meditate, to really start to heal and process. So therapy, medication, those things had never worked for me in 39 years. And when I started that healing process, when I added in the past life work, that was when everything really, really kicked up. Like I was able to understand what was coming up. And when I started to process these things, release them, you know, even though your history, your past in this life and past lives never goes away, we can clear the cords of it. And that's where the power is, clearing the cords of what happened to us, that event in this lifetime that continues us, that we created a cycle or a pattern of prevention because this happened to us, this occurred. We were in this, we'd made this decision, whatever it is that we are what we are punishing ourselves for. Whether we chose to do it or it happened to us, we still punished ourselves over and over and over. So when I started to work in past lives, that was when I really noticed my healing journey really expand. It really got deeper. So I could go in for not just stuff, but ancestral. I could understand karmic. I could understand all of these witch wounds. So like I've said, and if you don't know too much about witch wounds, you can check out my page full of stuff on witch wounds. Witch wounds is not just being burned at the stake for having gifts and abilities. Witch wounds are all encompassing things that happen to us as healers, light workers, whatever we called ourselves back in the past, because of our gifts and abilities. And a lot of times what really happens is we help people, we do so much, and then one thing happens and then we put something on ourselves. I never want that to happen again. Or, you know, maybe it's somebody's child passes away and it wasn't your fault. You just couldn't heal them or for, you know, whatever reason. And then maybe the parent will put that onto you. So we hold on to all of this stuff from our past lives as well. So, you know, is it all about, like pain and bad stuff in your past lives? Absolutely not. You can bring forward, in clearing for somebody that will be watching, you can also bring forward your gifts and abilities into this life. So last week in my Akashic Mastery program, so I teach other people how to work in the Akashic Records, which is coming up in February. If you're ready to work in, or if you're curious, you're welcome to ask questions. We did a live clearing for one of the students, and what she was doing, she's growing her gifts and abilities. She's doing really well at growing her gifts and abilities, and then she has resistance in her life because of some family members and some friends who don't necessarily understand what she's doing. So they think she's in a bad place, or, you know, conjuring the devil and bringing bad things in. It is 100% what not us as light workers do. We work for God. We work for the light. We work for people's highest and best good. But the reality is, you know, her family and friends, how they feel about it, she feels she has to be like Jekyll and Hyde. She has to be one person and then another. So she can't be free with her in spiritual gifts and abilities. She has to hide that part of herself. So in a way, she can't be who she really is around her family and friends, because she has to really hold back and mask who she is. So what we did was went back into a past life that was causing that to exacerbate in this lifetime, causing it to be worse. So really stalling her and holding her back in this life. So what we did was we cleared, but she also, and I call this the dual purpose life. So I talked about this the other day, the dual purpose lifetime. So, in that lifetime, she was a very powerful healer from birth. And then what really happened was, so she was a very powerful healer from birth, and she used those gifts and abilities to help others. But she came kind of towards the end of her life. She was not very old when she passed. She kind of passed tragically and suddenly. But the last few years of her life, she was in a relationship with a man, and he was making her choose that, you're healing or me, because if you're with me, you can't, I can't be with the town witch, was kind of what he said. And that really was hindering her, holding her back today. So what we did was clear that, but this dual purpose lifetime, we also got to reactivate that for her soul, how powerful she was in that lifetime. So how powerful she was in that lifetime, we got to bring that forward into this lifetime. So what really happens when you witness that stuff, I got all body goosebumps, so somebody's going to really need this. What really happens in our lifetimes when we witness these things, and yes, not all things are great. Holy shit, I got 8 hours of sleep. That's unheard of for me. 8 hours and 47 minutes. That's a record breaker. It's usually more like 3. But what really happens in our past lives when we can see ourselves in the past doing, yes, we did bad things were done to us, but we also have lifetimes where we did great things. And we accomplished many things as healers, light workers, scholars, just maybe it was just a lifetime. I've even had people with sessions who just needed to witness them being a good mom, but what happened in my Akashic Mastery class with the student last week, I was doing a session for her. It was this dual purpose lifetime. So she was a powerful healer, light worker. Her whole life, she got to use those gifts and abilities until it came to a relationship where this person was making her choose, her or that. She wasn't allowed to be who she was. So it was affecting her today. So what we did was clear it. But she also got to connect with and see the power that she has, what she brings into the world, how she helps people. So she got to witness it and feel it. So what we do in sessions like that, and what I teach, is we reactivate those gifts on purpose, or sometimes the soul just needs to witness it. So I teach you how to do that, through a ceremony or through another process. And what we did for her was we cleared, reactivated that for her, allowed her to bring forward those gifts and abilities in this lifetime, and for her to really witness the power of her using those gifts and abilities in the past. So she was a very powerful healer. We're all powerful intuitives, light workers, healers, whatever we want to call ourselves, from birth. It's just 94.3% of us don't have, parents or family that harbors that for us. So, I did not get to grow up with my gifts and abilities because it wasn't a big thing back then, but my kids do get to grow up that way. And everybody in today's day and age, they get to have their kids grow up and use their abilities because they're using their abilities. So we are so much farther ahead in that space. But, witnessing your past lives, what you have done, some good, some bad. So sometimes we have to clear stuff. Sometimes we bring amazing stuff forward. Hey, beautiful soul, what's happening? And that's why I like to say how powerful your past lives really are, because it's really not just about seeing a past life. It's really about being able to, and this is why I love to work in the Akashic Records, is, whenever I need to, I go in. So if something is sitting on my soul and I've processed and worked through kind of on the human side, and there's still something lingering, I know I need to go into my past lives because there's something else. It's stuck in your soul there. So if you have questions about that, you are welcome to ask. If you've been curious, if you've been seeing a lot of, maybe I call them past life flashes. So maybe you touch something of your grandma's or your mom's that was your great grandma's, and you just have a little flash. Or you see, like I said, you see a picture of Atlantis, or you see a picture of Stonehenge, and you're like, gosh, I feel like I've been there, or you have this really strong call to be there. Those are usually past life, kind of connections and ties. So if you're ready to work in your past lives, Akashic Mastery, the program, is coming up early February. Today, January 8th, is my birthday. If you're on my email list, you got the email today, but I have discounts on my sessions, my Soul Alchemy. I only have one session, Soul Alchemy session. There's a discount for that if you book it from today through Wednesday. There'll be a discounted link. So if you want that, please let me know. And then Akashic Mastery, I was thinking about giving a little discount on that as well. I'm not sure what the discount will be, but Akashic Mastery, I'm just getting a little feedback from the current students. Right now, Akashic Mastery is 8 weeks, but I'm just getting a little feedback from the students that are in it right now. I've taught it quite a few times, but I changed it a little bit over time, and I'm just asking the students if it's enough time, if they want more, because how Akashic Mastery right now is set up is the 8-week class. You learn to work in the Akashic Records for yourself, and then the Akashic Mastery 2 is where you learn to do it for clients, for other people, where you start charging, and I'm just kind of getting some feedback from the students. Do they want it to be all one and want it to be 12 weeks? Do they prefer it to be 2? Because maybe some people just want to work in their, and that's kind of why I did it like that. Maybe some people just want to work in their past lives for themselves, to heal and just to connect and to be there. And they're just not ready to work in past lives for other people yet. So Akashic Mastery, if you sign up for that today through Wednesday, just message me, because I will give a discount on that. I just don't know how much. So if you pay in full for Akashic Mastery, you get a discount. If you do 2 monthly payments, or if you sign up for both classes, Akashic Mastery 1 and 2, there's a variety of ways you can sign up for it. But otherwise, and if you want to do one-to-one mentoring with me, I was considering giving a discount with that as well. So 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 6 months, and 12 months is going to be better to really, really enhance and up-level your gifts and abilities. I like to say we're taking you to that multidimensional space, the expansion space. How I like to say it is, we make your gifts and your abilities and connecting to spirit fast, fun, and easy. So if you have questions on any of that, please let me know. If you have questions about past lives, never hesitate to ask. I'm working on going live every day. It's just a goal that I have of mine. But if you have questions, if you want me to talk about something specific on a day, don't hesitate to let me know that either. But otherwise, hope everybody has a great day here in Iowa. It's blizzarding, so it fucking sucks. So hope wherever you're at that maybe you have some sunshine and not some blizzard. But otherwise, hope everybody has an awesome day.